AITA for refusing to give my ex full access to my life just because we co-parent? I, 25F, have a 6-month-old baby with my ex, 24M, and I've been sitting on this for a while. My friends are split on it. My mom is no help. And now my ex is making me feel like I'm some horrible, selfish person for wanting basic privacy. So here goes. Let me explain. My ex and I were high school sweethearts. We started dating back in 2015, basically kids in love. We grew up together, went through college together, and I really thought he was my forever. We were that couple everyone thought would make it. Things got tough during my pregnancy. I was exhausted, hormonal, overwhelmed, and trying to prepare for motherhood, while he seemed like he was stuck in college boy mode. Partying, video games, being emotionally unavailable. Still, I kept hoping he'd step up once the baby came. He didn't. 2 months postpartum, I found out he'd been cheating on me with multiple women. His excuse? I wasn't being sexual enough after giving birth. He said he had a high libido and felt neglected. Neglected, while I was literally bleeding, healing, nursing our baby at all hours and trying not to fall apart. I packed his things the next day. I was done. Cheating might have been survivable once, maybe, but the way he justified it? Like I owed him sex while I was still physically recovering? Nope, that was my line. Since then, I've been rebuilding. It hasn't been easy, but I'm proud of myself. I got more involved in my church and made new friends, people who support me and don't expect anything from me other than just being present. I've worked hard to stay respectful and civil for the sake of our baby. I never talk badly about him, even when he makes it hard. I keep things focused on parenting. I always update him on the baby's health, doctor's appointments, milestones, and even cute little videos or photos. I've been generous about visits, even outside his scheduled time, because I want our child to have both parents. But lately, he started demanding access to things that, in my opinion, have nothing to do with co-parenting. It started with little comments. He'd ask who I was with when he came to pick up the baby. Or, what were you up to last night? In this casual but sneaky tone. I brushed it off, thinking maybe he was just trying to make conversation. But then he started acting weirdly entitled to updates about my life. He told me I should be more transparent because we're parents now. According to him, that means I need to tell him who I'm hanging out with, where I go during the day, whether I'm seeing anyone, even what friends I've made through church. Mind you, none of this involves our baby. He's asking these questions when he has the baby, and I'm off doing errands or spending time with friends. I'm not dating anyone. No one new has been introduced to our child. There's literally no connection to co-parenting. His justification? I always tell you what I'm doing. Which, yeah, he does. But not because I ask. He just volunteers it. He'll text out of nowhere, going out with this girl tonight, or been seeing someone new. I don't respond to those messages. I don't ask questions. I've told him flat out, that's your business. You don't need to tell me. Yet somehow, because he overshares, he thinks I owe him the same in return. It gets creepier. I started noticing that some of my new friends, mainly people from church, had random male followers with no profile pictures or very few posts. I got suspicious. And guess what? A couple of those accounts were following me, too. My account is private. I don't accept follow requests from people I don't know. But my church sometimes posts group photos from services or events. I've been tagged in a few of those, smiling with friends after worship or at a food drive. That's when I realized he's using those public photos to find the people I'm around. Then he searches their names and follows them. No messages that I know of. But still, what is that if not borderline stalking? I finally asked the media team at church to stop posting or tagging me for a while. They were understanding, but I hate that I had to take that step just to keep my peace. He hasn't done anything to my friends, but the fact that he's digging through church content to snoop into my personal life, that crosses a serious boundary. This is where things get messy. I confided in some of my close friends, and their responses were mixed. A few were furious on my behalf, saying it's weird, possessive, and totally not part of co-parenting. Others were more sympathetic to him, saying he might just feel left out or worried about who's around his child. I've never brought anyone around our baby without telling him. I've made that a clear rule. If someone I know is going to spend real time with our child, he'll be informed. But that hasn't even happened yet. He's still just 6 months old. I barely let anyone besides immediate family hold him. I'm not dating. Then there's my mom, who sides with him. Every single time. She's always liked him. They go way back. When we were teenagers, she used to say he was like the son she never had. So naturally, every time we fight, she asks, well, what did you do? Not what did he do? Not how are you feeling, but what did you do? I told her what he's been doing, how he wants full access to my whereabouts, how he's following my friends. And she said, well, he's the baby's father. Don't you think it's fair to be transparent? She even suggested I make a shared calendar with him to track both our activities. Are you kidding me? So now I feel like I'm going crazy. Like maybe I'm being an asshole for keeping parts of my life private. I want to make one thing very clear. I am not trying to be shady, secretive, or difficult. If I ever have someone around our child, I I will absolutely communicate that to him. If a friend or potential partner is going to spend real time with our baby, that's relevant, and I'll share that. But I also believe that I'm allowed to have a life. I'm allowed to have private friendships. I'm allowed to go out for coffee, attend Bible study, or hang out with girlfriends without giving him a full report. Co-parenting means communicating about our child. It doesn't mean giving up my boundaries or letting my ex monitor my life like I'm still his girlfriend. And to be honest, the fact that he wants that kind of access, after he cheated and broke up our family, it's manipulative, maybe even controlling. But now I'm being told I'm cold, secretive, and unreasonable, that I should share everything for the sake of being good co-parents. So tell me, Reddit, AITA for keeping parts of my life private from my child's father when it doesn't involve our baby?